In Acts 16:27-31, the jailer, awaking from sleep and finding the prison doors open, was about to kill himself, fearing he would be punished for the prisoner's escape. Paul intervened, assuring him they were all present. The jailer, trembling with fear, asked Paul and Silas how to be saved. They responded by telling him to believe in the Lord Jesus and he would be saved, along with his household. Acts 16:27-28. The jailer, awakened by the earthquake, saw the prison doors open and assumed the prisoners had escaped. He drew his sword, intending to kill himself because he knew he would be punished for the escape. Acts 16:28. Paul, shouting from within the prison, told the jailer not to harm himself, as they were all still there. Acts 16:29. The jailer, now trembling with fear, rushed in and fell before Paul and Silas, acknowledging his fear and the divine nature of the situation. Acts 16:30. The jailer, after bringing Paul and Silas out of their cell, asked them, "Sirs, what must I do to be saved?" Acts 16:31. Paul and Silas responded, telling the jailer to believe on the Lord Jesus Christ, and thou shalt be saved, and thy house. What does Acts 16:31 teach us? In moments of doubt or hardship, Acts 16:31 serves as a reminder of the steadfastness of God's promise. It invites us to renew our faith, to re-entrust ourselves to Jesus, and to trust in the salvation he offers. What does Acts 16:27 mean? Under Roman law, his failure to keep them secure could lead to his own execution. Thus, in despair, he reaches for his sword, contemplating suicide instead of facing the shame of failure. This moment, recorded in Acts 16:27, highlights the themes of despair and hope. What is the main message of Acts 16? Theme: joy in all things. Acts 16 displays the beauty of Christian joy, that joy is not tied only to triumph in the faith, but also defeat. Acts chapter 16 starts off with Paul and Silas embarking on Paul's second missionary journey. The journey begins with them finding Timothy and training him up in the gospel. What does Acts 27 teach us? Acts 27 teaches us about trusting in God's promises and leadership, even in the face of adversity. It highlights the importance of faith, encouragement, and God's provision during difficult times. Paul's unwavering faith in God's promise, even when faced with a devastating storm and shipwreck, serves as a powerful example of how we can face life's challenges with hope and trust. God's sovereignty and faithfulness. The chapter emphasizes that God's promises are reliable, even when circumstances seem dire. Paul's confidence in God's promise of his arrival in Rome, even during the storm, showcases God's faithfulness and control. Trusting God in the midst of storms. Acts 27 illustrates how we can find strength and hope in God's promises during challenging times. Paul's ability to reassure the crew and provide comfort amidst the storm demonstrates the power of faith, the power of encouragement. Paul's actions, like urging the crew to eat and share in his faith, show the importance of encouraging others and supporting them through difficult experiences. This emphasizes the power of a collective faith and community support. The chapter highlights God's provision for his people. Even though the ship was wrecked, all those on board were miraculously saved, demonstrating God's care and provision. Paul's leadership, even as a prisoner, is evident as he takes charge, offers reassurance, and guides the others through the storm and shipwreck. This demonstrates the importance of leadership in times of crisis. What does the word believe mean in Acts 16-31? To believe in the Lord Jesus means to open our hearts to his teachings, to accept his sacrifice, and to live in a way that reflects his love and compassion. Why was Paul imprisoned in Acts 16? In Acts 16, Paul and Silas were imprisoned in Philippi after Paul cast a spirit of divination out of a young slave girl who was making her master's money by fortune-telling. Her masters, seeing their financial gain disappear, accused Paul and Silas of disturbing the city and advocating for customs not permitted by Roman law, leading to their arrest and imprisonment. Have you ever asked yourself, what must I do to be saved? It's a question that echoes through the ages, and one that a desperate jailer once asked Paul and Silas after witnessing a miraculous earthquake that could have freed their chains. In the dead of night, the prison doors fly open, but instead of escaping, Paul and Silas stay put. The jailer, realizing their integrity, what must I do to be saved? Their answer was beautifully simple. Believe in the Lord Jesus Christ, and you will be saved. Not a long list of rules, not impossible tasks, just pure simple faith in Jesus and his gift of salvation. This same invitation extends to us today. In a world of complexity, the path to salvation remains remarkably straightforward. Believe and trust in Jesus Christ.